Hello friends, so let's discuss in today's video about the basic mainframe commands. So I have made a list of the commands that I'm going to cover in this video. So first of all we will discuss about start 3.2. What is start 3.2? So whenever you log into mainframe, this is the first screen which comes. So this is basically where you are already present. This is start screen. So you are present in the home screen of mainframe. So you are already in start screen. Next is 3.2. So if you go to 3, then 2, in these options you can create files manually. You can rename the files manually, delete them, catalog them, uncatalog them, check the attributes of the file, and create vsm files also. Okay, vsm utilities, but we generally don't use this option here, and we generally, while creating a file, we do it from here, from start 3.2 create. Now to rename a file, to delete a file, we can do it from start 3.4 also, but basically to create a file we come here in start 3.2. Next is start 3.3. So what is start 3.3? 3.3 is move or copy. So if you have to move the data of one file to another file, you can use this option. Or if you have to copy the data from one file to another file, you can use this option. So if you go to option 3, okay, so you have to choose either C or M. C for copy, M for move. Okay, then you can copy, you can give the file name here and press enter. The next screen you have to give another file name to where, to which you want to copy the data. Now move means cut paste, it is equivalent to cut paste. Okay, so if I give move, if I give test.ps, in the next screen, in this screen I have to give the file name to which I want to copy the data. See, specify two data set below. So here I have to give the file name where I want to copy the data. So if I choose M option, what will happen is the data from input file will be copied to output file and it will be deleted from input file. It is like cut paste. In computer we do cut paste, right? Same thing. But if I choose C, it is like control C control V, copy paste. So the data from input file will be copied to output file, but from input file it will not be deleted. It will still be there. Okay, but these kind of options we generally don't use. Start 3.3. We if we have to keep copy something, copy data from one file to another file, we can do it from start 3.4 only. Next is start 3.4. Now all your files, if you have to see the files, if you have to write data into the files, if you have to write JCL, COBOL program, execute the COBOL program, execute the JCL, all these things, okay, renaming of file, deletion and everything, you can do in option 3.4. So we are already inside 3. So if you write 4 here, go inside. So if you give PS, suppose we'll give PS1. So this is the file you have. Okay, so if to rename a file you can give R here, to delete it you can give D, to check information you can give either S, either I or S, to write data, to open it in view mode, you can give V, to open it in browse mode you can give B, open it in edit mode you can give E, and to write data inside it, to insert, delete, update, so repeat, sorry, insert, delete, repeat, copy, move, all of this you can do inside this file. Or if it's a PDF file, you can go inside, you can open it in view mode, and then you can open the file members, you can edit the code, or you can execute the code, everything you can do. This is a COBOL program, so COBOL library, so you cannot execute from here, but you can write the code and you can keep the code here. You have to execute from a JCL. Next is start 3.13. Now currently I'm here, so I'm already inside 3. So this is the home screen. 3, 13. So 13 is called super CE option, where we can compare the data of two files. Okay, so this comparison is done on line by line basis. So there are two files. If you want to compare the data, so if you go inside, here you have to give one file name, here you have to give one file name, and if you press enter, the first line of this file will be compared with the first line of this file, and if there is any difference of a dot also, then also it will show that this difference is there. If all the lines of the input one file is matching with all the lines of the other file, then only you will see that there is no change, there is no insert, no delete, everything is matching 100%. Imagine that content of this file is exactly same as this file, but the order is different. The order in which the records are present in this file is not the same in this file. Then also you'll get the difference, because the comparison happens line by line. It is not like that if one line is present at a different position in the other line, it will still match, it will not do. Next is find. So now if I go to start 3.4, oops, start 3.4, if I go inside, so if I open this program array, okay, so there are many things here. So if I want to find something from this program, okay, find a word. Suppose this program is very small. If you search like this line by line, you will find it. But if this program is too big, and if you want to find a word, suppose you want to find occurs, OCCURS, so press enter, it will come here, the first occurrence. The next occurrence is also there, so if you have to press F5 so that the cursor goes to the next occurrence also. Now occurs is one line, one word, right? So you should you if you don't use the single quotes also, it will work. But if you want to search for this entire phrase identification division, then you have to keep it within single quotes, because in between there is a space also. Identification division, then only, oops, identification division, okay, so then only it will search. If you don't give the single quotes, then it will not be able to identify. F, then identification, then space, then division. You have not kept it in single quotes. It parameter not recognized. You cannot find it like that. Now occurs was present two times. When I did F occurs, it found first occurrence. Then if I pressed when I pressed F5, it went to the next occurrence. If you find if you want to find how many times it is present, you have to write F all occurs. It will tell you two times it is present. Similarly, if you want to change something, suppose C occurs to suppose ABC. Just I am writing, okay. You want to change occurs, wherever occurs is present, you want to change it to ABC, you have to use C. So when you press enter, only the first occurrence will be changed. See, it is changed. Okay. If you press F6, next occurrence will also be changed. So C occurs, ABC will change one occurrence at a time. But if you want to change everything at once, so I will change everything back to occurs. C all ABC occurs. Press enter. See, everything is changed at once. Okay. Next is search for. So this is a library. This is a COBOL program inside which there are many members. Now you want to see in which programs this identification word is present. In which programs, or in which program occurs word is present. So you have to write search for occurs. So it will search in each member. If this word is present, it will tell you that. Press enter. So see, three members. So if you want to make sure, there may be other members in which this file may be this word may be present. So you have to click under prompt and press enter, then the final result will come. See, there are three members inside which that word is present. Now whatever you are searching for, if it is a sentence, okay, inside which, or it is a combination of two words between which there is a gap, there is a space, so you have to write it in single quotes. Identification division, search for, see, in all these members it is present. In this last two members it is not present because these are JCLs. Okay. Sort. So I think I already created a video on this. So if you have to sort the data of some file from inside the file, so there are some data inside this file. From inside the file, if you want to sort them based on suppose name, or based on this company name, okay, based on company name. First I will show you how to do. So you have to write sort 1 comma 10. So based on the name you want to sort the records in ascending order. So it is changed. Okay, this is how you can do. Now caps on, caps off also I have shown you. So if I write ABC, if I write in small letter, it automatically get capital letter because there is something called caps on, caps off. So there is a profile in every file, every member. Okay, every the setting is caps on. So whatever you write capital, it gets converted into capital. Now you have to do caps off. Then suppose I will write ABC, it will be small letter only. It will not be converted. Sometimes in our programs we have to write some display messages which are printed in the output file or printed in spool in small letters. Okay, so that time we have to keep the caps off, otherwise whatever you write will be converted into capital letter. F3. So now currently I am, suppose I will open one more screen. So I have opened two screens. One is this one is this one. If I want to come back from this, go back from this screen, I have to press F3 on my keyboard. So I'll go back. In some computers, when you'll see that if F3 does not work, something else only is happening. It's not going back. That means most likely your function button is enabled. So you have to use function F3. Then only it will work. Okay, so next one is F5. So what is F5? F5 we already know. If you find something inside a member, if you go inside and find Venkat, okay. So if you have to go to the next occurrence, you have to press F5. So here there is no occurrence, so it is saying bottom of data reached. So that is F5. F6 is when you change something, and if you want to change the next occurrence also, you have to press F6. Now what is F7? F7 is, so I will open one program. So this is a program, this is in one page I can see this data. Okay, if I have to go down, okay, so I have to press F8, so it will take me to the next page. Again F8, next page. F7, it will take me above. F7 again, it will take me above. If I type M here and press F8, it will take me to the bottom of the program. If I type M here and press F7, it will take me to the top of the program. Now there are two scroll options here. One is CSR, one is page. So if I write CSR, it means cursor. So currently this page is there. So if I want to start the next page from this line, environment division, so I will click under environment division and I will press F8. So the next page will start from environment division. I want to start the next page from working storage. I will click under it, press F8. It will start from working storage. But if I write page here, doesn't matter where I click. If I press F8, it will directly start from the next line from this line. Next line of this line. That means it will start from the next page like this. It doesn't matter where I'm clicking, it will take me to the next page. So it is always better to keep cursor so we can start a page based on our wish from this position or this position, whatever I want, I can do that. Now, if I have to go to the right position, right side, I have to press F11. If I have to see something, if there is any other code or something there, or if it's a file, there are records in the right hand side, you can press F11. You want to go to the left hand side, press F10. If we want to go to the rightmost, MF11, leftmost, MF10. So normal commands are F7 to go up, F8 to go down, F11 to go right, F10 to go left. But if you want to go to the extreme bottom, MF8, extreme top, MF7, extreme right, MF11, extreme left, and MF10. Okay. Now what is F9? F9 is, so there are currently two screens. So I'm present in this screen because there is a star mark here. So wherever you see this asterisk, you are present in this screen. Wherever you see this hyphen, you were present there before, just before this. So if you press F9 on your screen, it will take you to the previous screen. Again F9. So it will keep on shuffling between these two screens. Okay. But what if you have one more screen? So you have three screens now. So currently you are here because this asterisk is present here. Hyphen is here, so immediate just before this you were present here. So if you press F9, it will keep on rotating between these two screens. But what if we have to go to the first screen? That time you just have to click under this DS list. If you have to press enter, it will take you to that screen. Okay, so like this you can open 8 to 9 screens. Okay, now in some screens, whenever you open, these bars will not show in the bottom. You will not see anything. So you don't know how many screens you have opened. That's when you have to type a command swap bar on. Press enter. These bars will come. Then you will understand how many screens you have opened and where you are currently. So these are some basic commands. Okay. Now if you have to go to spool start, in my scenario it is SDSF. Always it is SDSF. So SDSF option is S. Inside S there is status of jobs. You have to go there ST. But in some other projects, in other connectivities, the options may be little different. Okay, now if you have to close this screen, one way is to keep on pressing F3. It will take you back. If you want to close this screen at once, just write equal to X, press enter. This screen will be closed, again closed, again closed, like that. If you want to close one screen at once, if you can just write equal to X and press enter, it will be closed. So these are some basic, very basic commands. Like this, there are so many commands in mainframe, unlimited commands. Slowly, I will cover those also. But these are, if you know these commands, start 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 13, all of this, then it is, at least it is enough for you to navigate through the mainframe screen and do some basic tasks. Okay, there are many more such things I will cover in the next upcoming videos. So thank you so much.